Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and globally. Thank you for tuning in wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Like to stay up late? You a night owl? Well, you might want to think about that. I'll tell you why there is some risk in doing that, among other things today. A lot to talk about. As always, start of a new week, and hope you had a wonderful weekend and did what you needed to do to keep your health in line. You know, you didn't fall off the rails too much. If you're new to the show, welcome. You can, Gary will tell you how to get in touch with the show, where you'll find materials that you can read or watch or listen to. We got it covered.
We do. We added, over the weekend, we added a video segment on our multimedia through our landing page on letstalknutrition.com. If you go to multimedia, there's a video section in there now for little snippets that you're starting to do.
Oh, did anybody watch that?
I don't know. I can't count. We can't do a count on it, but it's up there.
Did you post it on Instagram?
I did, and I posted it on Facebook. So we're getting a little bit of leverage.
Work. I make it easy for you to find material, you know, do the legwork, and you can go and then learn more on your own. So it is about educating the audience on different levels, and just trying to get you in touch. Make it easier for you. I'll do the initial legwork, the research, and then tell you, like the study today. I'll tell you. I always tell the listener and the viewer where it's published, the name of the study, authors, and you can go look for yourself and read and consume that, whatever it is that I'm referring to. It is an evidence-based show. I don't have a day gig. This is it, you know. So I'm totally devoted to bringing onto this platform whatever I am involved in, and what I think the audience would need to know so that they can take charge of their health. It's not so easy. Some people are not even aware that they need to be doing that. They're just sort of walking around in heavy traffic. Sooner or later, a car is going to hit you, if you get my metaphor. Most people that listen and watch this show are trying to do something about their health, wellness, and their well-being. They're either trying to prevent, they're trying to create better health, they're trying to sustain their health, or they're trying to reclaim their health and their wellness in some form or fashion. Or they're just curious about this world in which I live in, the world of nutrition, the world of health and medicine and wellness. That whole world, I mean, there's so much going on there. There's so much to learn. And to know, it serves no one well or any good for these scientists to be doing all this work, and it's just published in the journals, and it doesn't filter out into the mainstream of everyday life. Oftentimes there's so much. You know, these scientists are working hard, and they share their information with one another. They evaluate. I mean, science is always held up to scrutiny. And it gets published in the journals, but who's reading those journals? The scientists. Who's at the conferences? The scientists. And this is not what they're studying, and what they're doing and exploring and researching is not beyond the grasp of the everyday person. It's not. It should be done for the everyday. It should be done for the purpose of lifting humanity up, right? So, but our job on this show, on this platform, is not just to communicate information, but to do it in a credible way, and to use the platform to persuade people to consider their choice, to collect this data from the individual, the group, or the population, to assess nutritional status. Why would you want to do that? Why would a person's nutritional status be of any important note? Well, what we know is that nutrition, diet and nutrition together, and those are different concepts. They don't mean the same thing. Are the driving forces for health, for the creation, sustainment, and to reclaim a person's health. Food is a driving force, diet and nutrition. And so your nutritional status becomes important. Very few people listening and watching this show have ever had a nutritional assessment done. You would be astonished to find out where you might be lacking and what bearing that might have upon your health. Come back, I'll tell you a little more. You may be interested in having that done by someone, a dietitian or a nutritionist who's qualified. And to tell you a little bit about that, and then to share with you a little bit about the tools and methods in evaluating dietary intake. Now, your government and my government, the federal government, is very much involved in that and gets folded into this whole notion of nutritional assessment. You'll see what I mean. So, as I said, what's the purpose of a nutritional assessment? It's to try to determine and evaluate a person's nutritional status, or a group, or an entire population for that matter. So what are the techniques that nutritionists, someone such as myself, might use to do that? Well, the first method is to collect data, what they call anthropometric measurements. What is that? Anthropometry. Well, that is simply, it's a measurement of the physical dimensions and gross composition of the body. You know, height, weight, skin thickness, body density, and so on. Body size, weight, and proportions. You want to do that. You want to collect that information. What's the next technique or tool that a nutritionist would use? It's what we call biochemical or laboratory assessment. That's potentially more objective and quantitative in nature than other tools in the toolbox to get at a person's nutritional status. You're assessing nutritional status here through laboratory testing or what we call biochemical data. All right? So the nutritionist would ask a physician to conduct certain blood tests. Then there's the notion of clinical assessment that the nutritionist would conduct. This is where you gather detailed information about the history, the personal and family history of the person, the medical and health history of the person, and a physical examination is done. Oftentimes, a doctor will have done a lot of that, and the nutritionist or the dietitian will collect those data from the physician. And then there's the dietary assessment itself of the person's nutritional status. That's typically done with a survey instrument of some sort. And you measure what the person ate, how much they ate, their beverages, and so on during the course of 1 to several days, or trying to find a pattern of food use. And then there's a newer technique that's being used called nutrigenomics. And nutrigenomics is where it involves genetic testing, where we know that nutrients interact with genes. We know that. Nutrigenomics is called nutrigenomics, the interaction of nutrients with genes. And so you can order genetic testing to see if the person has any particular gene variants that either help them or are a detriment. I won't get into too much into the weeds on it, but there's this thing called SNPs, single nucleotide polymorphisms. These are genetic variations that can lead to disease and interact with nutrients in a very negative way and can be problematic. Someday I'll try to put that on the show onto this platform in a simple way.
My mom was heavy, but my dad was thin. Mm-hmm. My sister is thin, and my other sister is like me, and she's heavy.
Mm-hmm. So it could be that when the egg and the sperm are joined, right? However that happens, the combinations, I mean, there's no way to calculate the possible combinations and how the genes will ultimately what's going to happen, right?
Right.
So it could very well be that there may be some genetic variants either in your mom or your dad or in combination that could lead to weight gain. There is that propensity in certain people. They genetically inherited some genetic variant that causes them to gain weight. But that is not the majority.
Right.
Most of the weight gain is attributed to diet and lifestyle. You can see this early on in children and infants.
Okay.
You see it early.
We've had that discussion before, because when we go to the mall and stuff, you'll see it. Yeah.
Right. You'll start to see already that the child is this propensity to gain weight. Now, it could be what they're feeding the child. But
877-897-8255 to join the conversation.
Thank you. And so this new science, nutrigenomics, is another way in which a nutritionist can help with your nutritional status. They will look for these genetic variations or single nucleotide polymorphism, SNPs, and other variants that could be problematic for you. So getting your nutritional status assessed can be a very strategic, useful thing to do. But you got to do that with somebody who knows what they're doing, who can work closely with a physician, and it can be a game changer for people. It can be a game changer.
Really?
I dare say everybody listening and watching the show would want to know what their nutritional status is. Don't.
Clear Lungs is a unique Chinese herbal formula designed to help keep airways free of phlegm and mucus while supporting clear lungs and free breathing. Clear Lungs has been the #1 natural lung health product in the United States since 1998.
So Clear Lungs is our staple product. It is the #1 natural lung decongestant in the U.S., and it has been for over 10 years. And so we know that we have a really key product, and we know that we have a product that essentially works. And so we know that obviously if somebody wants to take our product, we're really big about 100% money back guarantee and satisfaction of that product.
If a company or somebody doesn't know who we are, then we tell them we're the makers of Clear Lungs, and they, more often than not, everybody says, "Oh yeah, we know who you are." And a majority of health food stores carry that product.
This formula is used kind of across the world as being a really good lung decongestant and a lung supporter. We have 4 different formulas. We started with the original formula, which is, we like to call it the red label, Clear Lungs Regular or Clear Lungs Original Strength. And the extra strength has the same formulation as the red label, but it's in a slightly larger capsule, so you're going to find a little bit more herbs in there, and there's going to be homeopathics added to that. So you get a quick healing response from those. And the Clear Lungs Blue Label is only meant to be taken for short durations at a time, no longer than 6 months. If you're going to take it longer than that, then you could switch over to the red label.
Then we make a liquid. Liquid, of course, is for 1, people that can't swallow pills, and 2, for children. That liquid also has the homeopathics added to it. And then the last in the family is our newest, which is the Clear Lungs Chest Rub.
And the chest rub is designed for all ages. So if you tend to have a lot of chest congestion, or if you tend to have blocked up sinuses, this is really good formulation for that. So another question that we also get asked a lot is, well, can I take the formulas together? Can I take the liquid and the capsules? Absolutely. Can I do the chest rub and the liquid, or the chest rub and the capsules? Absolutely, no problem. You could intertwine them if necessary. Breathing, it's just a natural part of life. And so obviously we can't see toxins in the air. So we know that obviously through, if you live in a heavily polluted environment, or if you're around chemical factories, or if you're around secondhand smoke a lot, anything that we represent as being a burden to the lungs, we know that Clear Lungs is there for that individual.
We make it safe, we make it effective, we do the testing on it, so it's brought into 13 herbs that are perfectly balanced.
For more information, please visit us at rcherbals.com.
To the 2019 edition of Let's Talk Nutrition. So I opened the show today talking about nutritional assessment to determine your nutritional status. I'll revisit that. That's a very important concept. You might want to consider it. I think it's a game changer. It can be a game changer for a lot of people to have a nutritional assessment done. As I said, I dare say probably every person listening and watching the show would want to have that done. What is your nutritional status? Are you deficient in any particular micronutrient or macronutrient for that matter? And what difference does that make? Well, it can have a profound difference, especially the way the nutrients interact with genes. The world of nutrigenomics will inform us about that. So that's the first time I've talked about that on the show in 14 years. I'll tell you more. And, you know, I know the one physician that I go to who does a little bit of nutritional assessment. She's not a nutritionist. She's a physician, but can have tests done to determine your, certain micronutrient levels. What's your magnesium level? What's your vitamin D3 level? I had my vitamin D3 checked a while back, and I was deficient. I didn't know that. Right? So this all operates on the assumption that nutrition is important. Well, is it important? The point of view of this show is that nutrition is the driving force for health, wellness, and well-being. That's my story. I'm going to stick to it. I probably wouldn't have a hard time convincing my guest about that, Stephen J. He is curious about a lot of things, and he is an educator for Zint Nutrition. Interesting company. Their products are food. They're supplement food products, if you want to call them that. Dietary supplement food-based products in powdered form. And I use for example, their cacao every day. I take a tablespoon and mix it in with my almond milk, which I then I add espresso to it, coffee. It makes for a wonderful drink, and it's healthy. So I use a number of their products. And Stephen, haven't talked to you. Happy New Year, 2019. Glad you're on the show, man.
Thanks, Doc. Good to be here in 2019. Happy to be here with you. And sounds like a little chilly out down there in Florida, huh?
Listen, we're a bunch of sissies here. If it gets below 60, my God, alert the media.
Turn on the heat. Get out the down jackets and blankets.
Yeah, people wearing boots and jackets. My God, they look like Nanook of the North, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
And it's only 50 degrees. Come on, man. That's not cold.
It was like 15 here.
Exactly.
This weekend.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm a guy. I definitely love the warm weather, but there's something invigorating, just getting outside in nature and in the cold, and going on a good hike or doing some.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. I get it. No, but I grew up in that stuff in Pittsburgh. I spent a large portion of my life growing up in that, and as an adult too. And after a while, it's harder living, man. It's harder to live in that kind of environment. And that's why elderly people who retire, they want to get out of Dodge, so to speak, and get to a place where the living is easier. It takes a lot of energy and effort to live in that cold climate, doesn't it?
It does. It does. It's when you go outside, you're just like running from one place to the next.
Exactly.
It can really just get you to the cold to the bones, and it's whatever.
I know people adapt. They get it. I like it too. No, I think it's great. I like the seasons. There's not much of a seasonal change down here, but we don't complain too much. Any breaking news from Zint? I know you had some new products on the drawing board.
They're on the I kind of feel like I don't know, like I've disappointed you every time I come on, because we're just so cautious about when we're coming out with a new product. There are so many, there's so many other companies out there that are just pumping out new product all the time, and we take a very conservative approach to the way we run our business and the way we bring things out. We really want to make sure that what we're coming out makes sense for the brand, that makes sense for our customers.
What are you trying to do for the consumer exactly? What's Zint Nutrition's? I know they want to make money. I get that, but when I look at the array of products, they seem to have some agenda here, some health agenda. What are you all trying to do there?
Well, most definitely. Really what we're trying to do is we're trying to take the world's highest quality, most nutrient-dense, bioavailable foods and bring them to consumers to try to help them improve the health and well-being and quality of life. And really the philosophy is, that everything is all in powder form, so it's really simple to blend and mix any of our super nutritional powders into your favorite beverage or bake it into your recipes, and enjoy the vitality of these natural foods in their most pure form. So, whether it is, as you had mentioned, cacao or lucuma or turmeric or white quinoa, maca or mesquite or camel or the wide array of collagen products we have, we're addressing specific nutritional needs within people, and then we're addressing generally health and well-being as well. The collagen is a huge part of our business. One of the things that we are doing, because we've got this line called Zint Beauty Elements, which is basically it's collagen with some other really fantastic nutrients within it.
When we come back, can we just spend a little bit on Zint Beauty Elements? I want if you can just inform us a little bit more about that when we come back. You heard Stephen refer to the concept of nutrient density. He said that we were trying to create products that are nutrient dense. Nutrient density is a real concept. It describes the nutrients a food provides in relation to the energy, or i.e. calories, it provides. You can have high nutrient dense foods and low nutrient dense foods. Come back, I'll explain the difference. Ideally, you want high density or low density nutrient foods? Let's see.
Feel tired?
Stephen Jay, educator for Zint Nutrition, is my guest. As I look at the array of products from Zint Nutrition, one of the phrases that I can use here to describe these products is that they are nutrient dense. Nutrient dense. What's nutrient density? This is an important concept, and you'll find it in these products. Nutrient density refers to a food's vitamin and mineral content relative to the energy/calorie content. The more nutrients and the fewer calories that are found in a particular food, the higher the nutrient density. The more nutrients and the less calories, the higher the nutrient density. Low nutrient dense foods are high in calories because of the fats and sugars that are added during processing, preparation, or even done at the table. So you're trying to eat nutrient-dense foods or to take dietary supplement, food-based products that are nutrient-dense. That is a distinguishing feature of the Zint Nutrition products. Stephen, welcome back.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, you nailed it on the head. That's exactly what it is. And, I want to segue in a minute or two into the beauty elements that we had discussed before the break. But,
sure.
Just to talk about something that you and I seem to just talk about every time on the show, and that's cacao.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love it.
I heard you mention before you welcomed me in that you take the Zint cacao every day.
Every day.
And I also heard you mention about having your nutritional profile tested to see what type of vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, it's called a nutritional. It's called a nutritional assessment. Yes.
Right. So one of the most difficult minerals to keep up is magnesium.
True.
And cacao is loaded. You talk about a nutrient-dense food. This is one of the top 10 or 11 most nutrient-dense foods in the world. It's loaded with fiber, iron, and it's got a lot of magnesium in there and manganese as well. I know actually my father-in-law is really big on taking supplements. He's got this must add like 50 different powders to his vitamin drink every morning, but super drink every morning, whatever he wants to call it. But he was telling me, Stephen, he went to his doctor and he said one of the most difficult things to keep up is magnesium. And it's such an important thing because magnesium, protects metabolic health, it helps stabilize mood, it keeps the stress in check, it helps us sleep better, it contributes to heart and bone health. So really, really important stuff.
Yeah, the cacao, the Zint Nutrition puts together this wonderful product called cacao, C-A-C-A-O. It's not cocoa. Cocoa is derived from cacao. Cocoa is very highly processed. Cacao is in more of a raw, natural state. And I was trying to get the nutrition facts on cacao from your website. Nevertheless, it's a very nutrient-dense product. It's high in nutrients, low in calories, relatively speaking. And I add it, believe it or not, to my almond milk. Then I add espresso to it. It's my coffee drink in the morning. So
right. See.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm sorry for just.
No, please.
But anything that's out there you want to have something, whether you're taking, my Zint cacao, you want to make sure, or if you're taking something else, you want to make sure that you've got at least a 70% cacao content. Even better, ones that are 85% and higher. There's been studies that have actually shown that people that consume cacao regularly, meaning like 5 or more times per week, have a 57% lower risk of heart or cardiac disease. I mean, that is huge.
Okay, so
just
yeah,
sorry.
I'm looking at your nutrition facts panel on the back of a cacao package. Total carbohydrate, 3 grams. Breaks out dietary fiber, 3 grams. Total sugars, 0.
Yeah,
Zero. Zero.
And that's the beauty of it. You know what? We've got to separate. Everybody says, carbs are bad. This is the new buzz thing. Carbs are bad.
Yeah, well, that's so misguided.
Yeah. Right. Not all carbs are bad. There are good carbs, like regular old-fashioned oatmeal is a great carb. There's carbs in vegetables and stuff like that. You want to educate yourself. What are good carbs? What are bad carbs? That's another conversation. But really, when we're talking about health, one of the greatest things that we're discovering now is calorie restriction is so healthy.
Absolutely.
Because the root of a lot of diseases take part because of this overconsumption of calories and overconsumption of sugars. So when you've got a product like cacao that is so nutrient dense, like you just astutely read off the back of the nutrition panel, that's so low in calories, it's got 0 sugar.
0. There's 0 sugars in that product, man. That's stunning. None.
Right. So, and all you got to do, is you just toss that into a smoothie, and it tastes fantastic. If you're going to take it on its own, it's going to be a little bit bitter. It's still going to taste like chocolate.
That's the truth. You're right. I mean, in the spirit of transparency, Stephen is absolutely right. Cacao is not sweet. There's 0 sugars in it, man. This is raw, organic cacao. This is about as, other than just eating the plant itself, this is about as close to doing that as you can do it.
It's the most pure form of chocolate available. If you want the purest form of chocolate, you want to take zinc cacao powder.
Absolutely. It's raw and it's organic. 877-897-8255. We get so animated about these things because it's food, man. Food has consequences. And Zint Nutrition is about, these are supplements, but they're food-based supplements. These are foods, and they're in powder form. That's why this company is so unique. There are... And welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. We had a major power failure here in the building. They're doing a lot of road work outside. It's a major project, road project outside this building. And Lord knows what's going on out there. But it's pitch black in the building, and we don't have any, we can't stream out, right?
We just don't have any TVs. We have no monitors.
Okay. But we are still streaming.
Yes.
We're not dreaming.
No.
Do you dream while you stream, or do you stream while you dream, Gary?
Sometimes I end up dreaming about streaming.
We do stream the show. Explain to the audience what a stream is, other than in a brook in a
Off a mountain.
Yeah. What's a stream?
What we do is we take the show and we put it up on your handheld device or your computer through Facebook, YouTube, or the Let's Talk Nutrition homepage, and then we archive those videos. So you can go back and watch the show as like a TV show, and if you do it on YouTube, it's closed captioned.
Okay. So why don't we how come Stephen J hasn't been streamed in? He needs to hook up with you. He's a good-looking guy. He has a nice on camera.
And all we need to do that is him have access to a camera on any device. He could use his telephone if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So any camera on a device that has internet service.
So we can see him.
Yes.
And we can stream him in. It doesn't take much. You give him a code or something?
Yep. I send him a website, and he goes right to that website, and then we get him in like we're having a.
Yeah, he has a nice. He's been on
TV
a lot. You know, he used to be on what do you call those shows where they sell products and all that?
QVC.
Yeah, QVC and all
HSN,
that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot of that. He knows how to handle himself on air. Yeah, we should get him to stream in. You know?
Yeah.
And we have some guests that do that, and we can do that worldwide, right?
Yes, anywhere. Like I said, you can have a handheld device, and it'll stream you right in.
The other Stephen we know, Stephen
Augustine.
Stephen Augustine, but the other Stephen Wicks.
Yes.
In South Africa, he could stream into the show too.
Yes.
It makes no difference whether you're in South Africa or South Carolina. Makes no difference.
Right.
It's a wonderful feature. That's why Let's Talk Nutrition is health talk radio for the 21st century. Here's how to connect.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us on Facebook. Share us. Like us with your friends at Let's Talk Nutrition. On Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition. And subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube, where everything is archived by date, and it's up there with closed captioning.
Stephen has to cut out at the bottom of the hour, so let me get him on. Stephen, welcome back to the show. We need to get you streamed into this show, brother. This is not hard to do.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have to get dressed up, and then I'm gonna have to.
No, man, you just do a headshot. You can do the show without your britches. It's okay.
All right, we'll try to work it out.
No, it's easy. We've had guests do this all the time. You don't have to put makeup on.
All right. We'll take it under consideration. All
yeah,
right.
they can get.
I felt bad for you. You know, I was like, oh my gosh, it dropped below 60 degrees in Florida.
Oh, please.
Lost electricity. You lost electricity.
Please.
You lose electricity.
Please.
20 below.
It's 22 degrees in where you are, for heaven's sake.
Right.
I know you got to cut out at the bottom of the hour. What did you have on your mind that you wanted to message and share with the audience?
All right, I'm going to get to, you know what? I just can't. I have a hard time without keeping consistency here. So I just want to go back to one thing. As far as the Zinc nutrient-dense foods, the superfoods, they're all USDA organic certified, which is a very important thing because we were talking about nutrient density. I want everybody out there to understand, just because you're going to the supermarket and you're buying fruits and vegetables, if they are not organic, or you're buying a supplement like a cacao and it's not organic, don't be fooled in thinking that you're buying a nutrient-dense food, because in all probability you are not. The reason why is because unless it's organic, most farmers are monocropping, which means they're growing the same food on their crop, on their land over and over and over, which depletes the soil's ability to infuse the food with nutrients.
Well, don't they feed the soil nutrients, Gary? You're from you know a little bit about this.
Yeah, but it's not organic. It's chemicals, and so that's what they all the almost every if they're not using an organic chicken feces based fertilizer or a cow based fertilizer, then it's all chemical fertilizer.
Well, right.
Okay.
Chemicals. So
I'm not a farmer. I don't know much about agriculture in that regard. So, we always invite people to call in if you're a farmer and you understand how this works. Stephen makes a good point. So organic does make a difference, and being raw and organic makes a big difference, doesn't it?
100%. I was just reading something from the British Journal of Nutrition. They did they culled data from over 300 studies, and they studied food, organic crops ranging from carrots and broccoli to apples and blueberries, and they found that they have substantially higher concentration of antioxidants and other beneficial compounds found in foods like flavanols and everything like that compared to
conventional crops.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
So
well, how many of your products are raw and organic?
All right. So all the superfoods that we do, everything from cacao to maca to camu camu and the likes, they are all USDA organic certified, OU kosher certified, non-GMO project verified, gluten-free certified. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
Exactly. How long's a company been in business? You're a relatively new company. You've made a big imprint already, though.
Yeah, we're only about 3.5 years old, but people have really come to recognize and appreciate what we're doing, the quality of our product, and of course, everybody loves our packaging. And
you got smart people there, Stephen.
Oh, well, I'm not one of them, but I try. What could I say?
Well, and I'm proud to say, we've been. How long have you been a sponsor? Your company been a sponsor? We've been involved with Zint now for a little while. So I like to say that I hope that we're making a good contribution in educating the consumer, educating this audience about your product. I mean, I think you guys are really unique. I'm very proud to have you as a sponsor. It's easy. Because I don't have to worry. The products are of high quality. They're raw. They're organic. All the certifications. Right. It's easy.
It's all there.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, buddy. So we keep on trying to talk about the Zint beauty elements. So basically, what we've done, a big part of our brand is collagen, and I don't we all have spoken about it before, and I'm sure you've had other guests that have talked about the incredible benefits of collagen, which is probably, I would say, the hottest supplement on the market right now. And we've since seen so much interest in our collagen products being all grass-fed certified, meaning that the cows are free range, that the collagen comes from, and they're fed organic diets. Meaning that they're eating grass in their natural environment. So it's just done so well that we recently launched the Zint Beauty Elements collection, which are flavored collagen. Right now,
how do you take those products?
So that's a great question. They come in either 15 or 30 paquettes, which actually lends itself to really the whole philosophy of our brand, which is superfoods, super ingredients made simple.
Okay, when we come back, we'll have Stephen explain this more. What 15 and 30 paquettes, what does that mean? We'll see.
Thyroid Thrive is a unique combination of ingredients to support healthy thyroid, hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal glands, and to enhance and support natural energy, metabolism, and wellness.
With Thyroid Thrive, it not only helps support the thyroid, but it also helps support the hypothalamus and the pituitary. They tend to call this the hypothalamus pituitary thyroid axis. They kind of go up and down within the body.
If those aren't functioning properly, your thyroid's not going to be able to function properly, because what they do is they help the thyroid. They release the hormones that the thyroid needs to be able to produce those hormones, and then they make sure it stays balanced within your system.
It's kind of like a car. Whenever you think of a car, you think of all these things wrapped into one. If you're missing one of those pieces, the car doesn't work at all. So you want a formula that kind of helps create the synergistic effect to support all of these organs that work in communication with one another. And so from this, we have critical herbs in there to help support all three of these, the hypothalamus, pituitary, and thyroid.
There's a number of different things that in our society today that play a factor in a healthy thyroid, and toxins, things like fluoride and toxins that are in foods that we eat, chemicals, all those kinds of things can affect the thyroid health. Pharmaceuticals, a lot of people are taking pharmaceuticals. Another big factor is stress. Stress affects the thyroid a lot. Some of the symptoms that you might experience might be having a slow metabolism. That's one of the biggest indicators. You can try and eat right and exercise and you're just not losing weight. Low energy levels is another one.
The thyroid is a really critical aspect of the body. It's a critical organ for the body. It's known as the shield for the body, and if you look at a thyroid, it actually kind of resembles a shield. And it's also the body's furnace. It helps regulate the body's temperature. So if you're too cold or you're essentially too warm, the thyroid is really there to help bring the body back into balance. And so if you have cold hands, cold feet, you tend to have sometimes thyroid issues. It's a really classic herbal formula that will help support the natural conversions of the body's T4 and T3.
Those the thyroid hormones, the T3 and T4, they're very important. Almost every cell in the body needs those hormones to function properly. And people don't realize that those hormones are so critical for all the functions in our system.
And so Thyroid Thrive is really good for supporting those individuals that have a hard time with dieting, those individuals that have a hard time kind of getting natural energy throughout the day.
Sometimes it just needs a little boost and a little help to get it going again and get it functioning properly.
For more information, please visit us at rcherbals.com.
Looking more attractive. Welcome back into Let's Talk Nutrition. It's true if you're eating the right things. Oh, looks like we're getting some TV back. There you go. Look at that. We're back. We're back in civilized society. We're on the air. We're streaming. Power is back. If you're consuming Zinc products, these dietary supplements that are food-based dietary supplements, and their collagen products is Beauty Line, you can eat your way into better beauty. I guess you never thought of it that way, right, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. I love it. It's a whole new marketing twist that you just gave me that I could bang out on.
Yeah, I mean you can eat your way into better beauty.
Absolutely.
I like it.
So,
that's a novel way. I never thought about it. Just as they keyed the music, it just came into my head. I said, "Well, yeah, that's what you can do." These products these collagen products are great. So, what do you mean by 15 and 30 packets? What's that?
Well, you've got either a 15 packet size or a 30 packet size.
15 what? 15 grams?
No. Typically it's about 11 grams per serving, but you could take it and just put it in your water bottle or whatever, because it's really easy. It's got basically what it's got. It's got collagen in it, which is so important. It's marine collagen. It comes from wild South Pacific snapper, so it's very healthy, not farmed fish, and it's got collagen type 1, which is crucial for skin elasticity and maintaining youthful appearance of skin. It's also got acai berry in it, which it's a berry native to the subtropical regions of Central and South America. It's a superfood because it's a powerful antioxidant. It's got phytochemical and polyphenols in there as well. It's also rich in vitamins A, B, and C, and E. It's got essential fatty acids, which are really the building blocks of collagen within the body. It's also got glucosamine in it, which is derived from the shells of shellfish, which helps hydrate the skin, reduce micro wrinkles, and even supports even pigmentation with the skin. Just talking about the hyaluronic acid that it's got in it, do you mix it with martinis or what? You could actually. You might want to. You could if you really want. If you want to, catch a buzz and look beautiful at the same time, which actually usually do go together. So that would be sometimes. That could be a good thing. Sometimes, you can. So you can mix it with water. You can make. Can you put it in a smoothie? You can put it in what? Anything. I mean, you would probably want to just mix this in water because they're flavored. They taste really good. And as I mentioned, it's got hyaluronic acid, which is produced by the body for lubrication purposes. It's on our eye sockets and tissues where it assists in retaining collagen and increasing moisture and skin elasticity, and it also helps joint health. It hydrates the skin, reduces wrinkles, aids in wound repair, lubricates joints. It's got vitamin C in it, which is, of course, water soluble. It's a powerful antioxidant, and it's a key component of collagen synthesis. So it's just a wonderful product, very easy to take. And it's pineapple, strawberry, and peach. And peach, yep. And it comes in 3 different flavors right now. And because it's been so successful, we're coming out with a multi-flavor pack as well. So that'll soon to be in stores. So you got these. It's like a box, and you can have 30 little packets. They're 5 grams, by the way. Oh, they're 5. Okay, thank you for correcting me. No, it's all right. I'm sure you get corrected enough at home. But no, I don't. No, because you know what? I don't have it in front of me. But I know. The collagen is 11 grams. You're going to hang up the phone. You're going to hang up the phone and say to your wife, not only do you correct me, but there's this lunatic. No, it's always good. You always got to be humble. You got to be humble. That's what they do that to me all day long around here. So. It's a lot of information to hold on to. Oh, you're great, man. Are you kidding me? Before you did this gig, you were on TV a lot. You were on some of those QVC kind of shows, right? Since the year 2000, I was in the high-end luxury watch business, and they call me the luxury timepiece expert on shopping television. And it kind of wound down when all these iWatches and all this other stuff came out, but you'll still catch me on there every once in a while. So you ran out of time. Yeah, exactly. This is a good gig. You're a good educator, man. You do a great job, and
You always show up prepared. This, you're calling it the Zint, what, Beauty, what? How do you call it?
It's called Zint Beauty Elements.
Zint Beauty Elements. These are collagen products in these in pineapple, strawberry, and peach flavor. If you go on their website, you'll find them there. They're a little packet, so you can put them in your pocket, your pocketbook, wherever, your backpack. Take them with you, mixed with water. Great. You heard Stephen give you the rundown on the nutrient profile of the products. They're fabulous. It's not only for beauty, but the collagen matrix is so important to aging successfully. It's your arteries, your joints, your ligaments, your tendons, collagens throughout your body. These products are fabulous. Zint Nutrition leading the way in better nutrient-dense food-based dietary supplements. They're a good company, solid. Stephen, thanks so much for being on. We appreciate you, brother.
My pleasure, brother.
What are you going to do today? I know you're not going to the beach, so that's out.
You know what? I might be going to the beach tomorrow if you will please warm it up down, because I'm coming down to Orlando tomorrow.
All right, we'll make that happen for you, man.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oreganol P73 extract. You might have heard about
put that beach scene up or no?
Yeah, I'm working on it real quick.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Sitting here with Gary and telling me what the most popular song is for under age of 18. Baby Shark. We went to the website where they play. You want to know how many hits they got on there? 2 billion plus. 2 billion plus for this song. It's called Baby Shark.
Yes.
People can find it where on YouTube.
Yeah, anywhere. You Google Baby Shark. It's now in a Billboard Top 100.
Why am I bringing that up? I told guys I'm working like a lunatic over here, working hard, and they're doing this silly song called Baby Shark, and it got 2 billion hits. So there you go. You better be entertaining. For a lot of people, that's very entertaining, and they'll watch it. If I have to play Baby Shark in the background to get people to watch and listen to the show, I'll do it. In fact, we might even play. No, we can't because you have to pay royalties then.
Yeah.
Gary's working on putting an ocean scene behind me. Since we live near all this water, we stream, and you see behind me the logo for the show, which should be smaller because I want to be able to read Let's Talk Nutrition. I keep telling him that. But he's going to put a nice ocean scene behind me. That'll be nice. So our guest was from Zint Nutrition, Stephen J. He's a good guy, man. He's so passionate about what he's doing. He's so dialed in. He's a good educator, good spokesman for them. Does a good job. So there's this story trending. I can now get to it. About night owls, people that stay up late or have to get up early. I was just talking to some on-air talent, a person who's an on-air talent here at the station. I was just talking to her, and she goes on the air at 6 in the morning. I said, oh, gee, you got to get up around 4. She said, no, I get up at 2. She's up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do her 6 o'clock show because she got to do prep. I'm up early too, but it's not 2 o'clock. My God. But there are some consequences associated with being a night owl. You wouldn't think so, but there is. The title of the article, Gary will post, it's called Chronotype. Chrono means time. Chronometer, time. Chronotype, implications for epidemiologic studies on chrononutrition and cardiometabolic health. Well, that's a mouthful. Chrononutrition. This is interesting. Chrono. Remember, time. They said in the article, in the abstract, is an emerging research field in nutritional epidemiology. And it encompasses 3 dimensions of eating behavior. That would be timing, when you eat, frequency, how much, and regularity. How often do you do it? To date, there are only a few studies, they said, have investigated how an individual's circadian typology, these circadian rhythms and clocks you have inside of you, they're biological in nature, that is, one's chronotype affects the association between chrononutrition and cardiometabolic health. Here's what they're getting at. People that are up late aren't just up sitting around staring at the moon or howling at it. They're doing things. And one of the things they do is what? What would they be doing that late at night with food? Oh, they would be eating it. And it's typically not broccoli. I can tell you that, in Brussels sprouts or red cabbage. It's not that. It's usually junk. It's usually there's an association between being up late like that and eating unhealthy foods. So in this study, the review, they sets the directions for future research. They provide a narrative overview of recent epidemiologic research on chronotype, what kind of chronotype you are, its determinants and correlation with dietary intake and your cardiometabolic health. I can tell you that in a word, the news is not good. It's not. When you look at night owls and early risers, there are health risks associated with preferring late nights. This is not the first time I've reported on this. Most people fit one of two chronotypes. We are either morning people or evening people. Now, there may be some in between that fall in between the cracks of time, so to speak. Some people do very well. They want to, they got to get up. They go to bed early and they get up early. That just seems to work for them. Other people seem to do better by staying up late and getting up later. These patterns in circadian preferences are written, they claim, in our genes. This is genetically driven. This is fascinating stuff. The things that we're not aware about ourselves. Over the years, the medical community, they said in this article, has debated the consequences associated with a person's chronotype. And the findings have not always been conclusive. So there's a back and forth. The findings are mixed. This study was published in a journal called Advances in Nutrition. Now, this is sort of cutting edge. We're looking, time. Time. If you think about our lives as humans, we mark time in many ways. We wear watches. I wear two. There's one, and there's the other. I wear two different watches. I got two clocks in this studio. There are clocks. There's a clock on my computer. There's a calendar. We use calendars. We have all kinds of ways we mark time. We keep track. Why? Because for us, it's finite. For the universe, it may be infinite. So time is important to us. Turns out that genetically, biologically, there might be these genes that are dictating your time profile, your chronotype. Do you like to get up early and go to bed early, or do you like to stay up late and get up later? Staying up later is affecting your cardiometabolic health. There seems to be weight gain associated with staying up late, and also having consequences on your heart health. Come back, I'll explain more, and we'll also have the LTN question of the day. Chronotype. What chronotype are you? Now, sometimes, what if you're a morning person but have to work at night? Work late shift, swing shift, all-nighter, because your job dictates it. Those people suffer. You talk to them, interview them. They get they're very confused and are usually sleep deprived. We'll be right back. I'm at the beach. Welcome back. No, I'm not. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you're watching the show, it looks like I am. It's a beautiful scene, man. We have a green screen, so we have this technology. We can put images behind me. That's what it's like around here. I hardly get there, though. I have palm trees at my new house, but I don't have that water, the waves coming in, blue sky, the blue water. That's beautiful. Here's the health question of the day. I've been talking about chronotype, meaning are you inclined to be a morning person or a night person, evening person, staying up late and whatnot? And there's a connection between your chronotype and nutrition. And so they've come up with this concept called chrononutrition. This is interesting, sort of, cutting edge. I mean, not a sharp edge to it, but it's out there. I mean, this is not all over the place, but you're hearing it here. Here's the question. In this article that we're gonna post by Al-Musawi is his name, and a bunch of other people whose names I can't pronounce either. In that study, they found a review of the literature. They found some interesting things. Here's the question. Which of the following is associated with people who are profiled as having an evening chronotype? In other words, they're night owls. A lower intake of fruits and vegetables. B, a higher intake of energy drinks. C, a higher intake of alcoholic and sugary drinks. D, a higher intake of caffeinated beverages. Or are all of the above associated with people who stay up late? I'll give you a hint. There's some pretty grave consequences associated with staying up late. That's all I'll say. Here's the number to call.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Being an evening chronotype, is that associated with A, lower intake of fruits and vegetables, B, a higher intake of energy drinks, C, a higher intake of alcoholic and sugary drinks, or D, higher intake of caffeinated beverages, or E, all of the above? 877-897-8255. I hope that doesn't keep you up at night. This is fascinating stuff. This article is good. We'll post it. It's worth a read. This is, the world of nutrition is so fascinating, isn't it? How the scientists are studying how nutrition connects to our everyday life. It's connected to stress. It's connected to sleep. It's connected to exercise. It's connected to how you feel. It's connected to how you look. It's connected to your health and wellness in a major way. It's a driving force. It is the driving force. Food is a driving force. There's a book called The Driving Force that's worth reading too. On this show, nutrition is a big deal. And it's a big deal for a reason. People would think, can you build a whole show on just that concept? We've been doing it for 14 years, and we just scratched the surface. There's so much to talk about. Chronotype. Perhaps you never thought about that. Chrononutrition. Whether you go to bed early or whether you go to bed late and stay up all night, does that make a difference in your health? I'm going to tell you, in this study, it's associated with a lot of risks. So there's another hint to the question. When people, for example, sleep deprivation, not being able to sleep, good quality sleep, is associated with heart disease, high blood pressure, heart disease. It's associated with weight gain. It's associated with depression and anxiety. It's associated with, just generally cognitive dysfunction. It's associated with metabolic dysfunction. Insulin function goes haywire. That's why you gain weight. Evolution is what it is. And as a species, we naturally selected to be a certain way biologically and metabiologically. You know, our biology and our metabolism. Right? We're to eat at certain times. I mean, this is millions of years. And in modern life, we tend to violate these natural, evolutionary, determined biological features of what we are. And you can't bargain with biology. You just can't. It is what it is. And so when you have people that have to stay up all night because of their job, there are consequences associated with that. Airline pilots that are flying all night from one time zone to another. You don't think the airlines worry about their ability to stay alert? And they have strict rules they got to follow. You can't drink alcohol a certain number of hours before the next flight, and so on and so on. And the last thing you need at the helm of a ship, a plane, is somebody who's half asleep. Let's go to Gwendolyn in Tampa. Gwendolyn, what's the answer?
All of the above.
Yeah. People who stay up all night tend to eat more sugary drinks, tend to drink more alcohol, tend to drink more caffeinated beverages, and tend not to eat healthy foods. They're not eating broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage at night, I can tell you that. They're eating usually junk food, and it increases blood pressure. It puts you at risk for heart disease, puts you at risk for weight gain. It's interesting. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card, Gwendolyn.
Thank you so much.
That's a nice name, by the way. I like that. Gwendolyn.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, you know what, Dr. Garko?
What?
I've recognized my sleeping patterns. If I don't get at least 6 hours of sleep, I don't function well.
At all. I know. I'm with you 100%. I can get by with 6. I do better with 7, but I do great with 8. That's my little motto. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your contribution to the show. Appreciate it. Thank you for listening and watching. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll try this again. You know, repetition. We'll get it right. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the store